If you're exhausted every day and you've been trying to fix your energy with coffee, supplements, pushing yourself, trying to get more motivation, I want to ask you one question. Actually, I want you to ask yourself this question. How many hours of sleep am I getting? How many hours of sleep are you getting per night? See, as a coach that has been coaching women for over 20 years in the health and fitness industry, I've learned a lot of things. One of the main things that I learned is that most of the time when women come to me that have an energy problem, it's not because they lack energy, it's because they have a recovery problem. And until we fix that, everything else is going to feel harder. And just in case you're new here, welcome. It's your girl, Chelsea C., your fitness and nutrition coach. And if you're a woman over 40 looking to build a stronger body, reclaim your energy, and just feel better overall, you're in the right place. See, around here, we stop chasing quick fixes or fighting against aging. We're building strength, confidence, and healthy habits so you can make your next chapter your best chapter. So let's get into it. If you watched my last video, I shared 4 questions I ask my women clients that come to me feeling tired, exhausted, and all that good stuff. If you haven't got a chance to check out that video, go ahead and do that and then come back, or vice versa. Either way, glad you're here. So the first question we're going to talk about today and go in depth about is sleep. How many hours of sleep are you getting? Quality hours of sleep, I guess I should say. I start here because I feel like sleep is the foundation. All 4 of the questions are very important. They all build on each other, but it's like a house, right? You have a foundation, then you build on that foundation. If you don't have that good solid foundation, everything else is going to kind of cave in after a while. So before I talk about nutrition, workouts, or supplements, I want to know if your body is getting the chance to recover. So I'm going to bring back Teresa. So this was in the last video. I had a client. We called her Teresa. Okay. And her story is such a great example of why sleep is one of the 4 questions that I ask. So Teresa, just to recap real quick, Teresa's 51 at the time. She's married, 2 kids, teenage kids, owned her own private practice, and just has started kind of helping her mother out with some things because her mother is getting older. She is a successful woman and is doing what so many women do, taking care of everyone else and keeping all the plates spinning. And honestly, she thought that just being exhausted and tired just happens after 50. So when I met her, before I changed workouts or talked to her too much about the workouts or nutrition, I asked her, how many hours of sleep are you getting per night? And she said, maybe 5 on a good day. Probably closer to 4. And I remember just thinking, and I probably told her, like, how are you functioning off of 5 hours of sleep? And she just was like, Chelsea, I've been doing this since my kids were born. And her oldest was 17 or 18 at the time. And that sentence really stuck with me because so many women are used to surviving. And I'll put myself in that. I've been in that survivor mode. You know, we've gotten really good at pushing through, right? Because your body can survive something. Just because your body can survive something doesn't mean it's thriving, right? Or that it can continue to work at that level for extended periods of time. See, Teresa was running her own business, raising her kids, had her partner, keeping out on her mother, managing all her responsibilities. But her body was sending her some signals, right? She was more irritable. She couldn't focus. She would forget things. You know, she didn't have the patience that she used to have. And she was always tired. So she knew something needed to change. She just wasn't sure what. And that's where I come in, right? So we didn't overhaul her whole life. We just started with one thing. We created a plan to prioritize sleep and get her close to 7 to 8 hours consistently. And we really just was like, can we get 6 hours, right? She was working on 5. And the great thing about sleep is we all have to sleep. Um, whether you're getting good sleep or you're waking up, whatever. So that's something in our day that's going to happen. So the great thing is that we just have to prioritize it a little more. So honestly, one of my favorite things about Teresa and I always think about is how after that, all the sessions almost, she would always say, thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me, making me see how sleep is important, because I feel the difference. I'm now more patient with my family, do more things. I'm getting more things done in a day, So her body wasn't failing her. It was asking for something it needed. It's kind of like a puzzle, right? We got to figure out what that is, and then we got to do it. So what was getting in Teresa's way? And what might be getting in your way? So I've noticed some patterns that show up again and again that could be holding you back. So pattern number one, the first thing I notice is that sleep becomes whatever time is left at the end of the day, right? It's just a leftover thing. A lot of women schedule everything important first, and then sleep gets whatever time is left. Sleep cannot be the thing you squeeze in after everything else. It has to become part of your health plan. See, our culture does not celebrate rest in the American culture, okay? Maybe other places. We celebrate the grind, right? Especially as women, we take on a lot of things, right? Some of us are taking on professional jobs. Some of us are at home, either way, or jobs and at home, and take care of the kids and the family. We're taking on a lot, right? And so we've been taught that productivity comes first. We answer one email, we fold one more load of laundry, watch one more episode of whatever, right? Scroll for 10 more minutes, and then sleep gets whatever's left. See, I want to go back real quick. See, the grind, right? We talk about grind culture, doing things, and there's levels to that, right? But do you know what the definition of grind is? Grind is to crush, right? They grind coffee beans and things like that. It means to crush or to rub or tedious, laborious work. I don't know about you, but I don't want to grind. I don't want to. I might feel like I have to at some point, but I don't want to do that, right? And I'm assuming you don't want to either. And our bodies actually cannot sustain that for long periods of time. It can for a while, but then it's going to start breaking down on us. See, the truth is, sleep isn't what you do after you plan your health. Sleep is your health plan. Okay? I don't know if I said that correctly, but just know sleep is the plan. So the first pattern is just leaving it to however much time you have left. We don't want to do that, okay? The second thing I see, women who have been we're very good at running on empty, or we have been, right? 20s and 30s, we can do that. Once we hit that 40, 50, body's like, we're not doing that no more. The problem is you can adapt, right? We've been talking about surviving, funk, thrive. We've been talking about, I'm getting excited, sorry. Surviving, not thriving. Now we're talking about functioning, right? Our body's a beautiful thing. It can function, but it doesn't mean it's thriving. Okay, so my question is, do you crash every afternoon? Do you crave sugar? Do your workouts feel harder than they used to, if you're even making it to the workouts? And do you lose patience more quickly? Okay, that means you're running on E. We have to get some sleep so we can get that back up, right? Yes, food is important too. We'll talk about that. But we got to get that sleep and recovery. Okay, we have to stop running on empty. Who really wants to walk around the world feeling tired all the time? I surely don't, and I don't want you either. All right, pattern 3 that I see, that we never give our brain permission to slow down. Like I said before, we're watching emails, we're answering emails, social media, thinking about tomorrow, and then expecting ourselves to go to sleep, right? We need like a nighttime routine. So, sometimes we also set ourselves up for to not be successful, right? Caffeine too late, phone in bed. I've been guilty of that. Throw that phone out, leave me alone. No wind down time, inconsistent schedule of sleep. Okay, so those are some of the mistakes that we do. So what I want to tell you, because I want you to leave here with something tangible, not just the patterns or the things that you're doing wrong. We're going to do a 3-step sleep reset. So this is my 3-step sleep reset that I did with Teresa, that I do with my clients. It always works, but you got to work the system. Number one, you got to pick a consistent bedtime. And I know right away you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Just try it. Everything I say, let's try it, see how it works. If it works for you, if it resonates, do it. If it doesn't, don't do it. Okay? You don't have to start with perfection, just start with consistency. Pick a time. Okay? And then to piggyback on that, let's just say 11 o'clock. The second thing is create a 30-minute wind down. I like to do an hour. Some of my clients do 2 hours. So if I know I'm going to bed at 11, 30 minutes would be 10:30, right? I got to start doing my wind down. If I'm doing an hour, I got to start winding down at 10, right? Not a great math person. My 2-hour people, they start winding down at 9. And winding down is actually something I look forward to, right? It's like, okay, this is the time I'm stretching. I might be reading. I might prep really quickly for tomorrow, right? I like to write down things that's out of my mind. I don't have to think about that till tomorrow morning, right? So you can prep for tomorrow. Start lowering the lights, take a shower, bath, maybe you have kids, getting them ready. Have a routine. It's good for you. It's good for the kids, right? We always talk about the kids thing, routine. We as humans need routine. So we need some structure. So start doing your 30-minute wind down. And then the next one is win your first hour of the day, right? So we've gotten to bed earlier, getting that 5-6 hours, or actually get more than that, right? 7 to 8 hours. So we want to win the morning. Number 3, you don't reach for the phone first thing. I try to wait an hour. I work with my clients. We do 30 minutes. Maybe the first thing is you get up, get some morning light, hydrate. Okay, I want you to get that 8 to 16 ounces of water. If you can get lemon water in with it, perfect. Hydrate first. We'll talk about food and all that later, but get that water in, move your body, maybe stretch. I like to journal a little bit, sit and look outside the trees, and then I'll grab my phone and start doing things, right? So win your first hour. So replay this if you haven't. Get those 3 down, okay? Pick a consistent bedtime, create a wind down, at least 30 minutes, and then win your first hour of the day. So here's what I want women to understand, you to understand. Sleep is not something you earn after taking care of everyone else. Your body is the vehicle that allows you to experience life, right? And to do all these great things for other people and things. So this season of your life isn't about slowing down. It's about having the energy to do what matters most for you. Okay, so before our next video, we have a Chelsea's challenge. I got to figure out music. Chelsea's challenge, ACC's challenge. We got a challenge for you. Sorry. For the next 7 days, I want you to track one thing. Excuse me. I'm getting excited over here. What time did you go to bed? How many hours of sleep? So 10 o'clock, woke up at 5. I don't know what that is. 10 to 5. That's 7 hours. Good job, right? 10 to 3, whatever. You can even journal if you wake up in the middle of the night and stuff. Those things are real things as well. And we can discuss that. Resist the urge to change anything yet. Just become aware. I mean, if you really feel like you want to try to get to bed a little earlier, cool. But just aware. Just be aware of what's happening first. Because awareness is where real change starts. So in the next episode, we're moving to question number 2. What does your morning actually look like? So we're going to be talking about breakfast. Okay? Because, breakfast can either boost your day or it can start your day on a not so great note. So we're going to talk about what your body actually needs to start the day with energy, since now we're sleeping well, right? Because when you feel like yourself again, you're able to create the life you want, not just get through the day. So until next time, it's your girl Chelsea C. See you soon.